Hey there and welcome to the FPL Tips YouTube channel. I'm Akhilesh and in this video I'll be taking you through some of the preseason games which happened through the weekend which involved clubs including Chelsea, United, Liverpool and other interesting clubs from an FPL landscape point of view. So let's directly get started. So first, let's take a look at our common FPL favorite, which is Brighton. They played their game against Newcastle in the summer series in the US. They lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation where quite a few of their important players, including Caicedo, Estupinian, Mitoma, and Welbeck, started. Verbruggen started on goal. Welbeck, in fact, scored the goal in this match around the start of the second half, and he was quite lively, quite central to the team, and he has been performing well in preseason. And De Zerbi is probably going to start Welbeck ahead of Ferguson uh, at the start of the new season, given the way it's going. So keep an eye on Welbeck because that also means that there's no nailed striker in the team. Ferguson is not going to play all most of the games most of the time. Even Pedro, not sure where he's going to start. Welbeck does look the central player right now, and he is expected to start in the first few games of the season. Mitoma did play this game as well. Caicedo played, Estupinian played at left back, and they were all quite good. Brighton were playing the way De Zerbi wanted them to play. They had quite a good amount of the possession. They created a few chances. So they did take the lead around the 50th minute with Welbeck, and Newcastle came back and towards the late, thanks to an Elliot Anderson brace. This is how Newcastle lined up. Pope has started on goal. Wilson started, Barnes started, and Elliot Anderson and Gimaresh started alongside Richie in the midfield. There are a few players missing, which includes Joe Linton. Tonali came on in the second half, and Willock. Both of them are not have not featured in the preseason yet. They've there is a wait to see whether they'll come back in time for the first week or not. Trippier also didn't start this game. Yeah, so basically Newcastle did start a few of their not first choice players. And Elliot Anderson, let's take the spotlight to him for now. He's a 4.5 option. He has scored 3 goals in 2 games which he's played in the preseason so far. And he looks like a very fit player in their midfield. He got a lot of praise from Eddie Howe. In fact, this is in fact what Eddie Howe told on him. He came back for our fitness testing as the fittest player, and by some distance. He looks stronger, leaner, and quicker. You don't have the strength to score the goals like that in the last minute if you're not super fit. The goals are no accident. And it's also worth noting that Anderson played 90 minutes in this game. Usually in the preseason, we see some players come out at the 45th minute, some players at the 60th minute just to get a little sharper in their game. But Elliot Anderson actually played 90 minutes and he was running like very, very hard till the end and was rewarded with a couple of goals, which helped Newcastle win this game. So he does look good as a 4.5 option. If you want to go for a four man midfield formation, then Elliot Anderson is surely one who has raised his arm and could possibly be an option to consider from Newcastle. Where I mean I'm not sure too many Newcastle players will be popular at the beginning due to their fixtures. So Elliot Anderson could occupy that place and be a very good enabler at his price. Now let's move on to Liverpool, who played Leicester and comprehensively beat them 4-0. There were goals scored by Nunes, Jota, and two of the kids, Bobby Clark and Ben Doak. So this is how Liverpool lined up. Kevin Kelleher played 60 minutes, so he started and played 60 minutes. Allison played 30 minutes. The other outfield players all played 45 minutes each. So they started with Alexander Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, the front first choice back four. Curtis Jones played at 6 this match. Alexander Arnold was playing 6 in the previous 2 matches in the preseason, but now Curtis Jones plays 6. So Alexander Arnold went back to the inverted right back, and he did look good. He took control of the game. That midfield of McAllister, Jones, and Alexander Arnold really took control of the game. And Salah, interestingly, played much wider this match. He didn't have a single shot, but he was creating a lot of chances. He in fact had 2 assists for both. For 2 assists for Clark's goal and Jota's goal. But the man in the spotlight right now is Darwin Nunes. He scored 4 goals in so far in the preseason games in 3:45 minutes, which he's got, and he's also had an assist. He looks confident. He has taken every shot he's taken has been on target, and he really looked lively again. And he looks the Darwin Nunez, which Liverpool were hoping for at the start of last season. He looks much more confident, and he looks hungry for goals. And Mo Salah, on the other hand, as I spoke before, he has created a lot of chances. He's actually had 5 assists as compared to 1 goal in the preseason so far. And the other interesting part to look at over here is that Klopp, so far in the 3 games in preseason, has always played Salah and Nunez together. The first match, Salah, Nunes, and Diaz started with the first half, and Jota, Gakpo, and Ben Doak, the youngster, played the second half. And the second match, in fact, Salah and Nunes played as a duo, and Jota, Gakpo, Diaz, and Doak played the first half of that match. So 4 of them they played together, and Salah and Nunes played together. And in this match, as we can see, Salah, Nunes, Jota started, and Gakpo, Doak, and Diaz played in the second half, in which Doak scored as well. Diaz also looked quite lively when he came on. Gakpo also looks the player. And also, this it is interesting to note with when it comes to Nunes, this is what Klopp told on Nunes. The ticket into the team will be readiness to defend. I've never heard about a team being really successful with sloppy defending. It doesn't happen. It's the same for Darwin and all the other strikers. I know all about the quality they have, and they need to do both defend and be influential in all offensive situations. He was good. You can see he's a handful, speed, typical goal scorer being there, smelling it and finishing it off. In training, he looks really good. Being fit helps. Now, 2 more games and then Chelsea, and we will see. So, there are 2 things that can be taken away from this quote which Klopp gave in the press conference. One is Klopp wants Nunes to defend, and could mean subtly that that was the reason why Nunes didn't play a lot towards the back end of last season, because Gakpo was very involved. He was very instrumental in Liverpool's pressing, and defensively he was very good. Darwin is also capable of being a defensively good option for Klopp, whatever Klopp's want, and he didn't see that at some point last season. But now that Darwin is all very confident, he is trying to bring that defensive part of his game also into the picture. But the other part is he looks very confident with Darwin. The last 2 words him saying is that now 2 more games and then Chelsea. So it's already like, because Darwin is performing so well in the preseason, there could be a small hint to be taken away that he might be starting Chelsea. But obviously, it will be more evident from the next 2 games how Darwin carries on his form. And if he does score a couple of more goals, I think it will be very difficult for Jurgen Klopp to drop Nunes come game week 1. So that's where I am with Nunes. I think there is a 65% chance of him to actually start. There might be a possibility that even Gakpo might start along with Nunes. That we are really not sure. Sometimes Klopp has also started four in the front. But the midfielders McAllister and Szoboszlai look good as well. So it's very interesting to take a look. But if Nunes does start, and that Bournemouth home fixture, he's also a captaincy potential in that fixture alone, because the fixture rating for Liverpool compared to Arsenal with Crystal Palace away and City with Newcastle home is a much better fixture, and more goals foreseen for Liverpool. So Nunes could be a good captaincy option also. So if you people do jump into him at the start of the season, so you surely want to keep an eye on in the next 2 games of preseason, and could be a viable option to go in your first drafts come game week 1. Now let's proceed to Man City. They played Atletico, and it was a quiet game for the likes of Haaland. They were taking control, but didn't really look threatening goal wise. There were a few chances though. Ederson started on goal. The back 3 was changing. First, it was Walker, Diaz, and Laporte playing as the back 3, and Rodri and Stones playing in midfield. And then sometimes Walker came to midfield, Stones went to the back as well. And with the midfield also, it was not the recent past whatever Guardiola has been playing with the 5 men. Foden didn't directly look like Gundogan's replacement. There were times when Foden was dropping deep, and being the creator while Alvarez was playing on that position. Bernardo Silva, interestingly, was more central this game. Sometimes Foden also went wide. So Foden played in a number of positions here. That is one thing to note with Foden. They kept switching in the few minutes which they got. Foden did play a few minutes alongside Haaland, and he did feature sometimes dropping back and creating the chances for Alvarez and Haaland. And when Bernardo Silva was playing that creator role, Foden played a few minutes wide as well. So it is being evident that Foden is capable of playing multiple positions, and Klopp and Pep is trying to try out his other players also in multiple positions to have that flexibility in attack. So that is what can be taken away from City. They did lose the game towards the end. Diaz did score one goal, but Atletico scored two goals after that. But by that time, I think all these players did get subbed off. In the second half, we did see some of Kovacic, some of Rico Lewis, and other players. But De Bruyne was not ready to play this game yet. That is with City. Coming back to the summer series, let's take a look at Aston Villa, who looked really exciting. They actually played a three at the back to start off with, which meant Matty Cash played as a right winger, and he was really really advanced, and which shows in the score sheet also, because he got himself a goal, and he did create a few chances also. He was very lively playing as that right wing back role. At 60 minutes, Pau Torres was replaced by Luca Dean, I think. In that time, they went back to the back four formation, which Unai Emery did deploy last year. And in that case, it's worth noting that Cash remains more behind, and the left back, whoever it is, currently it's Dean. Moreno's not yet fit, but if Moreno plays, if they play a back four, Cash is less attacking. But if they play a back three like this, Cash is really, really advanced. And this game showed how good Cash was as the attacking player. The other player to note over here is Moussa Diaby, who looked really lively as well. Played almost as a second striker. He actually was really good in the Bundesliga last 2 years, and he's carried his form again to this preseason. He scored a goal last game, and he scored a goal again. This game he looked electric. He was very fast and linked up quite well with McGinn Watkins also. Is surely one to watch. He is in that very nice 6.5 price bracket, where there are other alternatives with Mbomo, Mitoma, March, and Buendia, who did play 30 minutes in this game towards the end, and also Ebere Eze, who also did score a goal for Crystal Palace this weekend, scored a great goal. So there are a lot of options in that 6.5 price bracket which can be looked at. Now let's move forward and look at the other team which played Aston Villa, Brentford. So they played each other, which ended in a 3-3 draw. Brentford actually started the game brightly. They scored two goals. Da Silva scored a good goal, and Brian Mbumo, who's currently confirmed on penalties, took the penalty and scored the first goal. And they were dominating at the start. First 15 minutes they were really lively, and then they crumbled for the next 20-25 minutes when Villa were really dominant. They scored three goals, and Brentford couldn't even handle them in that phase of the gameplay. But which also meant that Mark Flecken just conceded three goals in next to no time, and he still doesn't look very assuring in that goal yet. The previous match also he didn't look great, and the defense also crumbled quickly in that 20 to 35 minute phase, which is also a concern. And they sometimes play four at the back, sometimes play five at the back. This match, Hickey played left back for the first half, and then Henry came on for the second half. Pinnock and me played as the centre backs for the entire game, and Roslev played as the right back. So they played that four at the back. Collins is also there, so sometimes they play three at the back as well. But they did look quite weak in that first half when they were conceding those three goals. But on the other side, Mbomo looks a great option. He's on penalties. The fixtures are great, and could make most of the drafts in game week 1. Let's proceed to Chelsea, who played Fulham in the same summer series and also, in fact, won the summer series. They beat them 2-0. Ben Chilwell started at left back, got an assist. He was very advanced, very attacking. He always had an eye for goal. And He did take two or three set pieces, and one of that set pieces resulted in a Thiago Silva header to give Chelsea the lead. And the other player to keep an eye on over here is Christopher Nkunku, who's got another goal in preseason. He actually has played now as a striker, as a number 10, and this match he played as a left winger as well. With Chukwuemeka playing as the attacking midfielder. Let's come back to Chukwuemeka in a while. Christopher Nkunku, for now, he looked really lively in this match. He linked up a lot with Chukwuemeka. He linked up a lot with Chilwell, and he looks the man who's going to lead this attack. Sterling doesn't look that confident yet. He played in the right, had a couple of decent moments, but was not very attacking, was not very threatening. But on the other hand, Christopher Nkunku was just at the right place at the right time to convert the shot which was taken by Chukwuemeka onto the goal. Chukwuemeka, on the other hand, is a 4.5 option. Plays for a Chelsea team, but could be really appealing for 4.5 if he gets more time. And he has looked really bright in the preseason also. He is linking up the play really well. He's very good at tight spaces, and this match also was really good. So Chukwuemeka is surely one to watch on over here, and he could emerge as a 4.5 option for a midfielder price bracket if he gets more time. And the other popular FPL pick right now, which is Nicholas Jackson, who came on later and looked very lively as well. And he didn't get a goal this match, but there was a 15-minute period when Nkunku was still on the pitch, and the link up between Jackson and Nkunku was really nice to watch. And Jackson looks like the player who can just shrug off the defenders, make those runs, and also link up. So he is a player who looks like he's probably going to get both goals and assists. So he is surely one to keep an eye on. And a lot of players, I think, in the last 1 week he's got thrice the more owners than he had previously, and he looks the player who most people should get in their game week 1 drafts. So let's take a look at Fulham now, who were Chelsea's opponent. There was not too many options emerging from here. Fulham are still in a little bit uncertain with Mitrovic's transfer. Paulinho got injured as well, and Andres Pereira has not didn't start this game. Wilson William looked a little lively, but surely none of these are options at least at the beginning of the season. And they are also a defense to target because they're defensively very leaky. So yeah, that's where we are with Fulham. Coming to the last team in this video is Manchester United, who played against Borussia Dortmund. They actually didn't start their main team. They started most of the bench guys. Sancho did start and looked a little sharp. While Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, and the other main players for United came on later in the second half. Rashford looked quite lively. He looked threatening. He should have scored a goal, but not many attacking returns from any of United's players. Onana also came on for in the second half. He had a couple of decent saves to make. He also did concede a goal later, but not much to look at United from this particular game because they have been playing quite a few preseason games, and this was one where most of the main players, only got 30 minutes. So let's keep an eye on. I think Bruno, Rashford, and Shaw remain as options as well as Onana. So yeah, let's look at the other games United do play before the end of the season, before uh, jumping into their assets. I think they will be very popular at the beginning of the season. So that brings us to the end of the video. If you did like our content, please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such videos coming your way. With respect to the preseason fixtures, it only less than 2 weeks remaining for the first game week, and most of the teams are figuring out what is going to be their strongest starting lineup and have started to field them more regularly. Players are starting to look sharper, and keep an eye on more preseason fixtures this week and next week before deciding on your starting 15 for the come game week 1 deadline. Thank you.